Remember, there's only one race, and that's the human race, okay? Remember, there's only one race, and that's the human race, okay? Remember, there's only one race, and that's the human race, okay?